Shalom. Call the Loyum Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. I'm just going to use this article to make a video for anybody just coming into the truth. Not sure what the MOTB is, or maybe you have heard and you don't know the breakdown yet of how in the Holy Spirit we were able to, or our apostles and elders were able to come to this conclusion. So this is an article basically going into this lady from Dubai and how she's getting it, and she's speaking on the capabilities of it, why she's getting it, so on and so forth. And like I mentioned, we're going to use this to get more into it, to look up our words and really see the reasoning behind why we say that the MOTB is this CHIP. And of course, we have to spell certain words out, because when we say it, the YouTube algorithm detects what we're saying, and then they take down our videos. Sometimes whole pages go away. And if not, then they'll just suspend us for 2 weeks, which is just as annoying. So definitely get used to us just spelling certain words out, or just using different names to be a little bit secretive about it. But without further ado, this article is titled "No More Lost Keys ID Cards. Dubai expat to implant micro CHIP in the hand." It says goodbye to the days of fumbling with a bunch of keys or worrying about misplacing them for this Dubai resident. Starting next month, Briar Prestige, a New Zealand expat, is ready to embrace a future without keys, only a micro CHIP implanted in her hand. And they're making it seem like it's so convenient, like it's just that much more difficult to have your keys, right? The CEO and founder of the Prestige Group, an award-winning documentary producer, Prestige is set to undergo the procedure during her upcoming trip to the U.S. The tiny radio frequency identification electronic tag, roughly the size of a grain of rice, will be surgically implanted in the back of her hand using a syringe. So, just in case you don't know what a syringe is, we'll just look it up. This is it. That's all. A tube with a nozzle and piston or bulb for sucking in and ejecting liquid in a thin stream, used for cleaning wounds or body cavities, or fitted with a hollow needle for injecting or withdrawing fluids. So basically, they're using a syringe to implant the CHIP under one's skin. This is what it is. So it just makes a mark, it makes a print into your skin, right? So now what we're going to do is jump over to where this is talked about in Revelation 13. We'll read verse 16. And he causeth all, that he is talking about Esau, Edom, the man today that's hiding from his nationality, calling himself white, and all of these other terms. That's he. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, so everyone, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So we're going to click on that verse 16. We're going to click on interlinear / concordance. Then we're going to scroll down to where it says mark. We're going to click on the number G5480. And we see right here in the Greek, it says charagma or charagma. We come down to the outline of biblical usage, and it tells us exactly what it is. A stamp, an imprinted mark. So right off the jump, we know that it's going in one's hand or forehead, and it's going to be imprinted. So we know it's something physical. This isn't referring to something spiritual. Right off the definition and just the actual verse. Very easy, right? Thing carved. What is it being carved into? One's skin. Now, how is it being carved? Remember, we read that they use a syringe, right? Well, let's come right up here where it says root word etymology, and let's click on G5482. Now we're seeing the root word, which is karax or charax, and it says a pale or a stake, a palisade. That's what it is, a pale or a stake. And you guessed it, the pale or the stake is the syringe. That's what it is. That's what they're using to implant the CHIP under one's skin. And we see that briefly described here within the root word of charagma, which is mark. The root word from there is charax, which is pale or stake. That's your syringe. Easy peasy, right? Don't know what these other camps are talking about. Continuing on in the article, it says Prestige sees this as a way to ignite curiosity, blah, blah, blah. Let's jump down to the important stuff, right? Let's jump down. Is that her? Goddamn, Edomite. Let's keep jumping. She wants to pay for one. Yeah, let's read this. Since its inception in 1998, micro CHIP implantation, in humans has transitioned from a novelty to a commercial reality over the past decade. Today, over 50,000 individuals worldwide have opted for a subdermal CHIP placement between their thumb and index finger, serving as a modern alternative to traditional swipe keys or credit cards, right? And so Esau Edom is going to very soon create some kind of chaos, and throughout that chaos, he's going to implement his own order, right? He creates the problem, he comes in with the solutions, which is going to be this micro CHIP. So these 50,000 people worldwide, sure, they opted in for it, and you have a lot of people that are skeptical and not sure about it, but very soon they're going to be put in a position to where they're going to feel like they're forced, and because they don't have the faith in the Lord, they're going to take it. So it's going to be millions of people taking this thing real soon. Last paragraph. In Germany alone, more than 2,000 people have embraced this technology, with one individual even utilizing it to store a link to his last will and testament. Now that's interesting. Similarly, approximately 3,000 Swedes have integrated these tiny CHIPS into their bodies over the past 3 years. These implants serve various purposes, from office building access and gym memberships to purchasing food from vending machines and replacing train tickets. So let's keep reading in Revelation 13, now verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So when Esau Edom forces this thing out here, it's really for the purpose of control and power, knowing who everybody is, where they're going, what they're spending money on, what they like, how much money they make, are they paying their taxes, so on and so forth. But the way he's going to do this is by orchestrating a famine, and then one of the ways that you'll be able to eat is by accepting this MOTB. That's what it's going to be. So it's going to get to a point in society where if you don't have this in your hand or your forehead, you won't be able to eat. That's what we're reading about here in verse 17. That's what we're reading about in verse 17. And as you can already see from that article and various other articles and situations, you can see they already have it. They already have the technology readily available. I know the Whole Foods right over here in DC, and there's one around the corner, the one in Columbia, Maryland. They already got it. They already got the machines where you can just hover your finger over, your hand over, and just pay. Now, I want to point out this aspect in the article where it says one of these dudes in Germany, I think it is, he's using it to store a link to his last will and statement. He's storing a link to his last will and statement. So let's keep that in mind. Let's go back. We'll click verse 16 in a linear. We'll go back to the word mark. We click the root word, and then, so now we're on charax, right? We've already done this. Let's click on the root word of charax. And if you didn't see what I did, see where it says root word, I just clicked G1125. So now we're diving deeper. And as you can see, the word is grapho in the Greek. Grapho. And what does it say? Outline of biblical usage: to write. To write with reference to the form of the letters. To write with reference to the contents of the writing, to express in written characters. Boom. So it's referring to information now. So information can be stored on this charagma, on this M-A-R-K, on this C-H-I-P, right? So now we understand the actual meaning of the word, and we've dived into two different root words. First, what was it? Charax, which means a pail or a stake, and that's your syringe that they use to implant that thing under one's skin. And then we dive a little bit deeper. Now we see this root word, grapho, which refers to information that can be written down or stored within the CHIP. And we got two examples of that from this article, on top of seeing how people are using it to buy and sell already at vending machines and so on and so forth. Now, of course, you can do extra things. You can unlock car doors, unlock house doors, your gym membership, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to make it sound so convenient and better, and you're upgrading what it means to be a human. Sure. Do whatever you want. Some people will fall for it, the elect won't. However, I wanted to make this video just in case this is your first time coming across this information, or maybe you just needed a refresher of the breakdown of it. So Lord's will, this was edifying to the elect. Call Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.